Dear Minister Steinmeier, dear Minister Asselborn, dear Mr. Hammercheck, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Körber Foundation, I would like to welcome you cordially for the 5th Berlin Foreign Policy Forum. In 2011, we came together on the occasion of the 50th anniversary of the Foreign Office after the Second World War, and we wanted to create something new. We wanted to create a forum at which once a year fundamental issues of German and European foreign policy would be discussed in Berlin with international participants and including the general public. Now, after 5 years, I believe we can say that we were successful in this. And I would like to thank you, dear Mr. Steinmeier, on behalf of the Foreign Office, as well as the planning staff under the leadership of Thomas Bagger, for your excellent cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you can say quite rightly there's never been so much foreign policy. There's the Brexit, Ukraine, Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq, Libya. The crises are coming harder, more frequently, more intensively, and faster. This calls on all the strength of all those involved. And who knows whether you, dear Mr. Steinmeier, then in those days with Christoph Bertram, had initiated the reform process, the so-called review in the Foreign Office, if you had known then what was in store for you in crisis management. But sometimes maybe it's quite good if you cannot look into the future. Today, Germany is bearing international responsibility to a totally different degree than 25 years ago, after the German reunification. And the Germans are feeling that foreign policy is important, and this is what our survey shows that we conducted last year on the occasion of the review process in the Foreign Office. But only a third wanted to see Germany become more involved in international crises. The great majority asked for restraint in foreign policy. Now, this is the 5th Berlin Foreign Policy Forum, and we've updated this survey on this occasion. And the main finding is the number of Germans who are looking for a greater involvement of Germany has increased from 34% to 40%. Maybe that is already a consequence of the refugee movement that shows us quite clearly how inseparably domestic and foreign policy are linked with one another. Still, more than half of the Germans are still skeptical and rejects a great involvement of Germany in the world. However, maybe it's not so bad when the Germans do not dive into international policy with a great hooray. Maybe it is this restraint that makes the role of Germany as a power in the center of Europe more tolerable, as Herfried Münkler said. Ladies and gentlemen, 55 years ago, in 1970, there was the first Bergedorf Round Table in Leningrad then, with Egon Bahr, Theo Sommer, Volker Röhr, Günter Grass and others. And our founder, Kurt Körber, said then, let's talk with one another and not talk about one another. Theo Sommer, who's also here today, once told us that the quality of the discussion then, at the beginning, was only of limited quality. At the beginning, he said, more or less, people just read out the Pravda to one another, but some things need time. Ladies and gentlemen, talk with another and not about one another, that is the motto of the Berlin Foreign Policy Forum. That's why the participants come from more than 50 countries worldwide. That's why they come from various regions, areas, policy, government, the economy, science and media. That's why many of our Young Leaders Network come. The Munich Young Leaders, our cooperation with the Munich Security Conference, the Körber Network Foreign Policy, and the Future Lab Europe. And that's why we're transmitting the entire forum on the internet per live stream in German and in English. And all those following the live stream, I would like to welcome you too. You've got the possibility throughout the forum to send questions, preferably via Twitter, and we will choose some of these questions to be discussed in the panel. And I would also like to welcome all the present representatives of the media, and I'm happy if you pass on what you hear here and make it available to a broader audience. And I am convinced foreign policy is something we all should know about. I would all wish you an inspiring day, a lively exchange, and many new findings. Foreign Minister, the floor is yours. Thank you very much.